The last category of cellular signaling is signaling via cell-to-cell contact or direct contact between two adjacent cells. This type of cell signaling is possible due to the ability of different cells to recognize each other and adhere to one another. This direct contact between cells close by plays an important role in cell survival and reproduction. It is important to note that the physical contact between cells is possible due to either complementary proteins on the surface of two cells or the presence of cell junctions. There are three major types of cell junctions called adhering junctions, tight junctions, and the gap junctions. Out of these, the third junction, which is the gap junction, are responsible for cell-to-cell contact and communication. These water-filled junctions are responsible for direct communication between adjacent cells through the passage of small molecules, also known as intracellular mediators, from the cytoplasm of one cell to that of another. Take a small window or a back door between your home and your neighbors. You can communicate with each other without having to travel long distance or needing a special mode of communication. Molecules that can pass between cells without the need of chaperone proteins or specialized receptors include inorganic salts, small molecules like sugar, amino acids, nucleotides, and vitamins, but large molecules such as nucleic acids or proteins cannot pass through these gap junctions. A classic example of cell signaling through gap junctions using mediator molecules is that of heart muscle cells, which generates electrical current by the movement of inorganic salts between adjacent cells. This simultaneous flow of electric current allows the synchronous contraction of all the cells in heart tissues. So, the beating heart is possible because of a window between two cells. Another important example of direct cell-to-cell signaling is signaling used by immune cells to generate an immune response. We must keep in mind that for two cells nearby to contact each other, they may bind to one another through not only gap junctions, but also through complementary proteins present on their surfaces. When the proteins on the surface of two cells bind to one another, this interaction changes the shape of one or both of the proteins, transmitting a signal. This type of direct signaling is especially important in immune system. The immune cell use cell surface markers to recognize self cells. These are the body's own cells, and differentiate them from cells infected by pathogens such as bacteria or viruses. Since the self-surface markers aren't present on the pathogen cells, they are recognized as foreign, and thus an immune response is generated against them. Today's lecture covers the basics of cell signaling and cellular interactions. The four types of signaling helps us understand how tiny cells present throughout our body are continuously talking, interacting, socializing, and keeping us alive. Near or far, these cells communicate and send messages to make sure all the functions are properly and timely being carried out in our body. That's it for today. Do comment if you have any queries regarding this topic. Thank you for watching sqadia.com.